You know that Don Azza is an OG when it comes to creating content. He did a wonderful job with this invasion in Venezuela, and I'd like us to watch and enjoy the show. Don Azza, my respect to you as always. Let's watch that video. At the end of the day, let's know what you think in the comment section. The guy is thorough, too thorough, and that's why he gave lawyer students, like us, like us. It's just too much. Don, this is for you. That name when you answer, it really fits you well. He who the cap wears, a bit fits. Let him wear it, and you are wearing it rightly. So let's watch that particular video.
Hello, you are welcome to this class. Happy Sunday. People they ask say, how was it easy for America to just capture a city president like that? They don't get military, you don't get bodyguards, you don't get security. Just carry on. So easy. Not only him, himself and the wife. Don't worry. New revelations don't come out. How they plan everything, how they execute them. For this class, I will show you everything. Don't worry. I'm going to start. As you can see, now be this when you don't reach New York. Before we even start, no say me, I like gist. They say Gumi, share Gumi. As you can see, it's trending on S. Allegedly, my people, there is fire on the mountain. Which fire? In the last 24 hours, Gumi has deleted all his Facebook posts against the United States of America. All the posts where he made against Donald Trump and America. Say, why you bob terrorists for Sokoto? We don't need America. Talk many things. Allegedly, they say he don't need them. So you can see, this person, Shea Gumi, has deleted all his posts about America. Some people say, so the guy they feel like this. So no wonder, at least say he did tough. As you can see, this person said, Gumi and his boys deleting. He used this picture. Say, Gumi and his boys deleting all posts he made against President Donald Trump. Some people going to say, may they go check Asari. No say Asari don't want America. That I say, may they come, go deal with them, go buy them. Who are they? They say, may they go check them whether they don't delete it. So they can just enter country, carry city president. We are not be anybody. They talk like this. They think say America, they respect international laws. They don't say no send anybody. They will enter your country, go carry you come out. But we start the preparation. Before the preparation, Maduro, they dance, they enjoy. He no send anybody. As you can see in this video. They dance. He no send anybody. Life they normal. He no know say why they dance. They plan out. The preparation. First of all, the target, Nicolas Maduro, president of Venezuela, accused of drug trafficking. They actually indict him. Meaning, they don't judge the matter, say, now they sponsor or they push drug just to survive its presidency. Because the country, not they broke. And the only way to finance his government, himself and family, live luxurious life, not to push drugs. They say he get factories where they manufacture powder. You know, say America, like they like powder where they push and go there. People where they arrest, they say they mention them. That they mention no American, they get intelligence. They say now in get those factories. Now they that time for New York. Okay? As they that time for New York, they can't put bounty on his head. Say anybody, if see him, go get 5 million. From there, 10 million, 15 million. They increase the money. US deal. Because of drug trafficking and narco terrorism. Because if they push drug, they enter America, people, the consumer, and their life, they useless. You are actually terrorizing them with what you supply to them. Okay? Now America law be that. Okay? Secondly, most of surveillance. They say from that time when they declare wanted, American government, because they use their spies, they monitor them, they track them. They say they can't get inside informant. You know, say out of 12, there's always Judas. The Judas among the security teams. Court say he go help America. They help them. They monitor them. Anyway, they give them signals. As they work out, you know, say one of the 8, they release information to America CIA. Information such as where they sleep, the food where they eat, the clothes where they wear, his movement, even pets, everything about him. They relay them to America CIA. They monitor them, they dance, they work out, they do everything, they monitor them. Next was practice before action. They say after they don't map out his palace, where they stay, they can't build a replica of where they stay. They can't build that for America. Can't they use that they practice, so that when they laugh for Venezuela, they go easily know how to catch up. Entry drills how to enter the palace. They drill everything. Full-size copy of Maduro's safe house. They rehearse the entry route, the exit, how to breach the doors, the type of doors, all the security. They say they built exact replica. The same thing, everything. So if they go there, it go be like say, now the palace, they think they practice for America. Just imagine how much they spend. Even the bunker, they replicated it in America. They practice everything. Even room clearance, they practice everything in America. Secret approval. They call the Operation Absolute Resolve. Approved by U.S. President Donald Trump. They don't tell the Congress, so that is U.S. Congress. They don't inform them. Why? They say they don't want anybody leak information. You know, the U.S. Congress is full of the Democrats and Republicans. The Democrats, if they hear ourselves, now they go first call Maduro. They don't want this type of thing. Okay? So Donald Trump don't tell anybody. Reasons why they don't tell anybody. Fear of links. They don't want make the operation leak to Maduro. Timing the attack. Approval delayed for 4 days. Now so Donald Trump can't give go ahead. But after they go ahead, they waited for 4 days. The weather was not favorable. So they waited for clear skies because they go use helicopters. Low cloud cover. And they say the weather not clear. They jack into action. The order. At this time, midnight, they got the final order. After they don't tell Donald Trump say, everywhere not clear, we can move now. They say you can go ahead. They arrived in the country capital, Caracas, just before midnight. Now Donald Trump and his team be this. They watched the operation live. Air dominance. They say that more than 150 aircraft they use for this operation. Another thing they do, they bomb different locations. Some ports, some locations. People think say, now another thing they come for. They don't know say that the president, they will arrest so. They use jets and bombers, city blackout, nesty, power cut. They cut power and drop explosive in the capital of the country. They say smoke, fill the sky. Where they strike, now 4 locations. Here, 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 and here, okay? Why those ones? We on the skies. Delta Force landed on the ground. They use blow torches. Now so they breach the presidential palace. When they enter, there was some resistance. They neutralized all the resistance. Now so they hit one of the aircraft. Upon all, the aircraft was still able to fly. Enter the palace. Fire all the resistance. They say America don't lose any soldier. Enter the man's bedroom. Wake him up. Dress up. Where's your wife? Now so they arrest him. Listen to how they prepare.
Let me talk a little bit about the preparation. After months of work by our intelligence teammates to find Maduro and understand how he moved, where he lived, where he traveled, what he ate, what he wore, what were his pets. In early December, our force was set pending a series of aligned events. Key was choosing the right day to minimize the potential for civilian harm and maximize the element of surprise, and minimize the harm to the indicted personnel, so as the president said, they could be brought to justice. And as the president said earlier today, weather in Venezuela is always a factor this time of the year. And over the weeks through Christmas and New Year's, the men and women of the United States military sat ready, patiently waiting for the right triggers to be met and the president to order us into action. Last night, the weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators in the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountain, low cloud ceilings. But when tasked with a mission, this organization does not quit. At 10:46 p.m. Eastern Time last night, the president ordered the United States military to move forward with this mission. He said to us, and we appreciate it, Mr. President, good luck and Godspeed. And those words were transmitted to the entire joint force.
You don't hear that so. Now, let's look at military operations in his palace, where they call arrest him, call carry and go ship listing.
We arrived at Maduro's compound at 1:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 2:01 a.m. Caracas local time. And the apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline towards their objective, and isolated the area to ensure the safety and security of the ground force while apprehending the indicted persons. On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force in self-defense. One of our aircraft was hit but remained flyable, and as the president said earlier today, all of our aircraft came home, and that aircraft remained flyable during the rest of the mission. Maduro and his wife, both indicted, gave up and were taken into custody by the Department of Justice, assisted by our incredible U.S. military with professionalism and precision, with no loss of U.S. life. After securing the indicted persons, the force began to prep for departure. Helicopters were called in to exfiltrate the extraction force, while fighter aircraft and remotely piloted aircraft provided overhead coverage and suppressive fire. There were multiple self-defense engagements as the force began to withdraw out of Venezuela. The force successfully exfiltrated and returned to their afloat launch bases, and the force was over the water at 3:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You don't hear that so? Now, from the helicopter, they move out to ship. Now, inside helicopter be this. They blindfold down, arc off, wear down, EM off. When you go come out from the ship, now be this. Here and the wife. Now the wife be this. Okay? Watch it.
Excuse me? All right.
Hello. Happy New Year. Bienvenido. Good night. Good night. Good night. Can say
You don't see so. From here now, they carry and go airplane. Let's see where they come out of the airplane. Now be this.
Perhaps some of the agents are pausing with their phones, right, to perhaps photograph or document the moment that Maduro stepped from the plane and is being taken in the clutches of American law enforcement down the steps, now in federal custody after a dramatic and, as the military called it, audacious overnight operation involving more than 150 aircraft taking off simultaneously from 20 different bases, helicopters flying at no more than 100 feet in order to extract Maduro and his wife from their hiding spot on the presidential compound in Caracas.
Here, New York. When they come down from the airplane, we'll see at the escort town. Now be this. You don't see so. We will see when you go arrive at DA, that is Drug Enforcement Administration. Now be this calling their office. The thing you put call America. Now here we go judge you. It's like NDLA for Nigeria. They go carry and go their office to collect his fingerprint. They go snap your eyes, everything. Get report now. They go register him, collect all his data. You get report now.
Good night. Good night. Happy New Year.
We will see from DA to Brooklyn Detention Center. They call it carrier now. The Go Detention Center.
And Paul, our viewers now watching Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia being flown to the Brooklyn Detention Center. We saw them fly past the Statue of Liberty. He was processed at the DEA headquarters here, and now he'll go to that detention center. Tell us a little bit of what it's going to be like for Maduro and his wife inside this detention center.
It won't be nice. Normally they would be going to Manhattan, but the Manhattan one is under construction. They're redoing it because it was falling apart. So they're trucking him now out to Brooklyn. This is the same jail that has held, and I believe still holds Mingione, and had Ghislaine Maxwell in them, and Diddy was there, etc. If you get arrested federally in New York, this is where you're going to go. If you remember, Ghislaine Maxwell talked about the conditions there and how appalling they were. She was coming from being, with Epstein and living a very high life and going there. You can imagine that juxtaposition. Now apply that to a guy who was a president of a narco state with nothing but money to throw around. This is going to be a real reality sandwich.
So they say they give a chance, but he missed the opportunity here.
But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man, chose instead to play around. And the result is what we saw tonight. The other message here is the following. You have a guy, like many people around the world, they like to play games. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to, do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members, is going to take Americans prisoner and try to hold them for hostage and trade them like he was able to do with the Biden administration. Basically likes to play games all this time and thinks nothing's going to happen. And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He actions it. I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I get there, we're going to do this. We're going to take. This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States. And the president addressed it. There's a president of peace, by the way. I told you what I just said earlier. This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now, very happy. But instead, he wanted to play big boy. And so now, he's got other sets of problems on his hands. And but I think that the message here should be for the world. Look, the president doesn't go out looking for people to pick fights with. He's not generally wants to get along with everybody. We'll talk and meet with anybody. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well. And so I hope that, I guess that lesson was learned last night, and we hope it'll be instructive moving forward.
You can also, Trump say, now go run the country. They go run now with Percy, where they go select. They will give us some teams from America, where they go help them revive the country.
President, thank you. Are you saying that Secretary Hegseth and Rubio are going to be running Venezuela, and will you be sending in U.S. military troops to provide?
Team that's working with the people of Venezuela to make sure that we have Venezuela right. Because for us to just leave, who's going to take over? I mean, there is nobody to take over. You have a vice president who's been appointed by Maduro, and right now she's the vice president, and she's, I guess, the president. She was sworn as president just a little while ago. She had a long conversation with Marco, and she said, we'll do whatever you need. I think she was quite gracious, but she really doesn't have a choice. We're going to have this done right. We're not going to just do this with Maduro, then leave like everybody else, leave and say, let it go to hell.
How long do you expect the U.S. to run Venezuela, and how soon do you want Venezuelan people to hold elections?
So I'd like to do it quickly, but it takes a period of time. We're rebuilding. We have to rebuild their whole infrastructure. The infrastructure is rotted. It's actually very dangerous. It's blow-up territory. Oil is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing to take out of the ground. Can kill a lot of people. It has killed a lot of people doing just that. The infrastructure is old. It's rotted. Much of it is stuff that we put there 25 years ago, and we're going to be replacing it. And we're going to take a lot of money out so that we can take care of the country. Yeah.
But we see what the Democrat, they talk, they're not happy for this matter. Listen.
Thanks very much for joining me. Donald Trump has once again shown his contempt for the Constitution and the rule of law. Let's be clear. The President of the United States does not have the right to unilaterally take this country into war, even against a corrupt and brutal dictator like Maduro. The United States does not have the right, as Trump stated this morning, to run Venezuela. Congress must immediately pass a war powers resolution to end this illegal military operation and reassert its constitutional responsibilities. Trump's attack on Venezuela will not make the United States and the world safer. Quite the contrary. This brazen violation of international law gives a green light to any country on earth that may wish to attack another nation to seize their resources or change their governments. This is the horrific logic of force that Putin used to justify his brutal attack on Ukraine. Trump and his administration have made it clear that they want to revive the Monroe Doctrine, a belief that claims that the United States has the right to dominate the affairs of the hemisphere. They have spoken openly about controlling Venezuela's oil reserves, the largest in the world. Let's make no mistake about it. This is rank imperialism. It recalls the darkest chapters of U.S. interventions in Latin America, which have left a terrible legacy. It will and should be condemned by the democratic world. Trump campaigned for president on an America First platform. He claimed to be the peace candidate. Well, at a time when 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, when our healthcare system is collapsing, when people throughout this country cannot afford housing, and when artificial intelligence threatens millions of jobs, it is time for the president to focus on the crises facing this country and end the military adventurism abroad. Trump is failing in his job to run the United States of America. He should not be trying to run Venezuela. Thank you very much.
You don't hear that so? We will see some of the citizens of Venezuela waiting at the talk. Listen.
This is a message for my American friends watching the news today in English. There is a serious inaccuracy in the coverage. Venezuela is not undergoing a regime change. Venezuela already has a democratically elected president, Edmundo González. He is the president. Nicolás Maduro is not the president. He never was. He stole the last election and led a criminal organization linked to terrorism and drug trafficking, El Cartel de los Soles. And today, thanks to the vision and courage of the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, the decisive leadership of the President Donald Trump, and the actions of Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, the United States has finally recognized a fundamental truth. Protecting our hemisphere from terrorism, drug cartels, and authoritarian ideologies is a matter of national security for the United States.
Here and so, he say, no be actually be the president. He had jack power through ringing. This one to say, me Democrats, no they blame Trump. Say he be Venezuela. They know what they go through. And they fight people anyhow. Listen.
Venezuela. Venezuela. People are criticizing Trump for what he did in Venezuela. They say he bombed and kidnapped our president. No. Let me be clear. That man was never our president. He is a dictator. We didn't vote for him. Our elections were stolen. And when we protested, our kids were sent to prison. Minors were tortured. Girls were forced to prostitute themselves in prisons just to get food, to get a piece of bread. And where were all of you then? Where were all of you, liberals? Where were all of you? Where were all of you? You said nothing. You did nothing. But now you suddenly care about international law? I mean, now you all talk about human rights? Maduro didn't lead Venezuela. He kidnapped an entire country. So, no, Trump didn't kidnap anyone. No, he did not. He removed our kidnapper. And for that, we're thankful. You can divide politics all you want. But don't tell Venezuelans, do not tell Venezuelans how to feel about being free from a dictatorship.
On the street, again, we will see people are rejoicing. They are rejoicing. Just see, so it was like one man versus the masses, the citizens. The wickedness of one man. So because of his wickedness towards his people, the local actually said how they treat them, how they arrest them. You get the point now? But if America no say the citizens, they love you well, they don't go do this thing. But they no say they hate them because he don't buy many people. As they talk now, if you check online, many people they call Trump will say, Trump come oh. People where they Tanzania say, I beg come. We they die oh. We they die oh. Iran say come oh. But I don't know for some other countries oh. Where they what do you think? Drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.